Welcome, welcome. You know, we always have this mix of these are so important. These questions that you all are asking are really important to answer, and at the same time, we've just got to keep to a schedule. So I know you've been always so respectful of that. We'll keep it to 20 minutes. It just really works. The feedback that you all love these and it really helps you get some answers. I totally get that. And I think it's amazing on most of the time it's just a small little bit of information, but it really helps you put logic to bed and helps you move forward. So we're gonna do that. So thanks for being here. It's great to be here. It's beautiful for us. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Okay, so the first one is Zoanne's pattern. Would Zoanne's pattern work well with a pearl mink faux fur? So I'm going to show you this 1825 as our first picture. And the reason I want you to see the picture is because when you're doing fur, and we're going to have a whole thing on Tuesday night with fur, we're going to have great ideas, lots of fun. You're looking for simple lines that you can, unlined, unstructured for the most part, because you can simply do this. This is 1825. I wanted you to see a picture of it and how easy it would be. The fur would just cross. You could close it with two big buttons or two closures, and it would just be a really simple concept. The back is one piece, so the thinking is right on. It would be a great pattern fabric combination. Okay, very good. This next picture I want you to look at, because our concept is about, hi Peggy, can you show how to find your hip curve on the Q&As? I know I knew it once, but I can't remember. No problem. So let's look at the second picture, and what you don't want to do is try to put a curve on your body. It just doesn't work that way. Somebody has said to me, but that's the easiest way. No, it isn't the most accurate way though. So I'm going to give you a little formula you're going to go through. You're going to make up a pants pattern. I don't care what pants pattern it is. Make it up. You got to have a muslin. You're going to drape that pant muslin, and along the side of you, you're going to drape it exactly, the fabric. Let the fabric drape the hip curve. We're going to look at the next picture, and then what you're going to do is you're going to lay the French curve down on the fabric that you take off your body. That will give you the curve of your body. Whenever we want to see what we look like flat, we drape ourselves, we take it back flat, and then we have ourselves flat. It's interesting to me, those three steps are, we're going to make the muslin, we're going to make changes, and we're going to create the template. I don't know why I've gotten a lot of pants questions. And there's been even more, and I kind of limited today to some I had left before, and we'll catch up. Not this week, but the next Thursday we'll kind of catch up. But this next question is very similar. Again, it's a pant question also. I've watched episode 265 for Crotch templates. So we uploaded, this is episode 265. It is a re-upload because I was having so many questions on these templates. That's actually causing more questions. So I wanted to address this one. And they said, I understand that doing the crotch length alteration, they were confused as to how to do it. So step one again is to make the muslin up, drape it. The French curve you can use on the side seam, and you pick up the numbers. And if you search for French curve and how to use the French curve, you'll see it along that side seam. The second part is you don't use our template, even if you buy our templates. You drape the pant first, you get it to where you like it, then you take it off, and then make your template equal to what worked for you. Just like an armhole. And I'm not sure why we're having problems with a crotch when we didn't have problems with an armhole. You totally get that you can't use our armholes, you can't use our crotches until you've draped it, know what you like, then you make it off, you make the crotch template off of it. So I'm going to look at this photo, this next one. No, sorry. Go to the one before again, just real quick. Yeah, they're showing you the French curve along the side seam, and you can see here where you've got a crotch curve too. And you've got a crotch curve on a legging, a crotch curve on a denim, a woven, and a knit. Those are your different crotch curves. So, but you have to it doesn't save you from having to make up the muslin. You've still got to make up that muslin, drape and see what you like, and then go from there. And I'm going to just remind you all, and many of you may not know, we're having an online pant fitting class. It's under Fit to Stitch. So if you go to Fit to Stitch and look under donations, you know, you can take a pant fitting class and write it off because it's a donation from To Stitch. And that class starts Wednesday. So with all these pant fitting questions I'm getting, I think it would really behoove many of you to get into that class, and it solves a lot of those issues. We're draping. We drape live on the video, okay? All right, so this next one, I'm feeling very dumb about this question, and I know we do, you guys. That's just the way we feel, but don't worry about it. Okay, so we're going to take, her question is, for various reasons. In her case, it's a double mastectomy. She does not want the dart coming out, the French dart. So she wants to eliminate it, and the only way we can eliminate it, we can't eliminate it where it is because the side seams won't match. So what we're going to do is we're going to make one cut, and we're going to cut up to where the tip of the dart is, to but not through. Once we make that cut, and the cut is going to go from the waist up to the dart, I'm going to close the dart up. Now keep in mind that the dart has seam allowance built into it. So you're going to overlap those seam allowances. Be sure you close up the seam allowances. In fact, if you want to, you could cut off the seam allowances before you started. If there's a jog here on the side, you can simply go from this point to the, just connect it at an angle. This part right here has added circumference, but I can always take that circumference away by re-angling the side seam, going like that. So don't be afraid. Once I move the dart to the bottom, I don't know how much extra circumference I'm going to need or take away, but go ahead and drape that out. Or if you have a t-shirt, you could lay it on top and see if you like that. Make one cut from the waist up to the French dart, close up the French dart, overlapping those seam allowances, and then let it go to the bottom, and then you can do several things with it. You can just release it, you can take it away, you can form a dart with it, okay? All right, so keep in mind, darts are a positive. Having said all that, and I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything other than we have more depth to our body than just our bust. There is a difference in our side of our body to the center of our body, so be careful to take it all away, just FYI. And I would definitely make something up before you decided to just get rid of all of it, okay? Hopefully that is the easiest way to help you, and I really wish you the best. She's had a double mastectomy. Anyway, it's a historic, health history, so we wish you the best. Okay, the next question is on proportions, and we talk about this a lot in our book, Dress to Kill, but I'm going to show you some examples. So this next photo is an example of basically keeping it easy. What I'm trying to do is get you to use your body as normal and natural proportions. So she said she didn't know what measuring the dressed part of her body meant, and so this picture does it beautifully. You're going to measure from shoulder to ankle. Dressed part of your body, shoulder to knee. It's not a depthful measurement. It's not over your bust. It's not any of that, because if you look at a person, you don't see depth. When you look at a person visually, you do not see depth, therefore you don't measure the depth of the body. So the depth is only important when we're draping and we're trying to introduce darts and get the garment, the fabric to lay smooth. But from a visual perspective, depth makes no difference. So this is a perfect example. I measure from shoulder to knee, and then look at where the jacket comes. Now this is a designer, I think it doesn't even matter. It's called Acris. But look, if you notice, if she curled her fingers, she could just grab the bottom of that jacket. Use that as a measurement on you. Your arms and your hands are in proportion to your body. Your elbows come to your waist. I've said this many times. As you let your arms go down and you just curl your hands up and grab the bottom of a garment, that's a perfect length for a t-shirt, a jacket, anything you want to wear. We're going to look at this next photo. And I did a couple of these. This outfit has so many horizontal cuts, it's horrible. Now again, not if you're 20 and can afford to wear your stomach bare, but look at the contrast between all of those vertical cuts and recognize that this is making her look much heavier than she really is because of all those horizontals. All right, let's look at the next one. We want to work to eliminate those horizontals, not to create them. And this next one, and you might recognize that this is a man. The reason I use this picture is because it doesn't matter. Men and women dress in proportion just like one another. Women have a tendency to kind of sweat it a little bit more just because we are a little more fashion focused, not all the time, but many of the times. So I want you to look at this and notice that the bottom of the jacket hits his wrist. So those are natural break points for the garments that we wear. Our elbow, our wrist, the tips of our fingers. We can grab the bottom of the jacket. If you'll use your own body as a measuring system rather than worrying about the measurements so much, I think you'll see it'll really help you as a guide. I had a lady in a class a little bit ago and she said, I just don't like everything stopping at my hips. It shouldn't necessarily stop at your hips. It actually should go beyond your hips, because notice your arms don't stop at your hips. They go beyond. So recognize that we don't want things to stop at our hips, not because of our hips, not because of the size of our hips, but because they'll look out of proportion. Okay? Hopefully that will help you. All right, so do we have questions coming in? Or are we okay?
Yeah.
Let's answer a few questions here. Will you be doing another designer trip to New York? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, to answer that question. I don't know. We're doing one in 2 weeks. No, we're doing one, in 2 weeks. A little less than 2 weeks, but yeah. Come along with us. It's going to be great fun. I got all kinds of secrets for you. Great surprises. Anything else? Okay? Okay. This next picture I want you to look at because it's just wonderful. Customer sent it to me. It's beautiful. She called it eye candy, and I would absolutely agree. It is Laura Piana. I can't even imagine the price. I didn't have time to look it up, but it would have at least 4 numbers in it, at least. And I would say it's probably 6,000 to 7,000. Laura Piana. This is a Tibetan lamb, which we actually have coming up Tuesday night. We're going to do a whole thing on furs and how to keep them simple and what to put them with, and making shawls and all wraps and all of those things. And this is the faux Tibetan lamb that I got from Donna Salyers. This is a piece we have, and we're going to talk about all the different things to do with it. You can save a great deal of money. Okay, like that's even a joke. But anyway, we're going to mix them with solids, and we're going to try to come up with some great, easy outfits that you can do for the holidays and hopefully make it a lot of fun. Okay, so that's all the questions I have. Let's answer, that's all the questions I was sent in. Let's answer a few that you guys might have, and then we'll go from there. And I appreciate y'all being there. I love the questions. We had, I was in Raleigh yesterday, and I just love how smart you are. You guys are smart. You get it. And so recognize that when we do a muslin, one of the questions was, are we going to have to do muslins forever? And the answer is no. Once you have yourself flat, you've got center front, you've got the angle of your shoulder, you've got your armhole size, you've got the depth of the darts, you've got all of those things built in. We can compare that then against the next pattern. And then we can make those changes. So some of the ladies in the class were making changes to patterns before they made them up, and they were perfect. And that's really exciting for me to see that process going on. I am a big advocate of muslins, but I am not a big advocate of making muslins for the rest of your lives, okay? So just know that about me. Okay, any questions? No? Maybe I'm just talking too fast and going too fast, and you guys are just not getting it all. Thursday night we did a little tech thing on needles. Next Thursday night I'm going to do a little tech thing on French curves. French curve positions, where they go, just like a little, mini refresher on how important it is to use them, because a lot of ladies in the class, even though we're in the class, they're eyeballing a side seam. Please don't eyeball a side seam. Use the French curve. Every body follows a French curve. Every body follows a French curve. Clearly, we need to know how to use it so that our garments look super professional and they'll be really nice. And just an FYI, Mary's, the new pattern, the bodysuit, yep, we started shipping and we'll have them all shipped by Tuesday, and I'm so excited about it. I could scream from the rooftops. But anyway, you're going to love this bodysuit. It's really current and fresh, and it's just going to be really fun to make up. Could you do Q&A on webcast, sorry you guys, it's hard for me to see in the light. Could you Q&A a webcast how to eliminate darts or convert some of your jacket patterns for menswear? No. Oh, some rules? You guys, okay, so to answer this question, here, I'll let you do it. So I'm not into eliminating darts. I'm not into pattern making. I mean, there's a pattern making class you can still sign up for. That's not really Q&As. Those are teaching. Q&As are really just about fit and the patterns in general. There's a webcast, and it's up. It's not a webcast. I'm sorry. It's a PBS series. It's one of our episodes on PBS. And if you search for 12, there's 12 rules, 12 fitting rules. If you'll search for that under our channel, it will come up. Okay, but we're not trying to reinvent. I'm not trying to teach pattern making in these sessions. There is a pattern making class. I'm trying to fine tune, if that makes sense, and just answer those questions so that you can get moving forward. Okay? All right. Good distinction. There is a clear distinction between those two things. All right, you all. That's good. We're out of time. We'll see you Tuesday night. And you want to bring all of your fur ideas that you have, because we're going to have some good ones for you. All right, we'll see you Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Bye.